The topic is trigonometric integrals. So let's do this example. Evaluate the integral of sine to the power 6 of x times cosine to the power of 3 of x dx. Again, this integral look like this type, integral of sine m of x, cosine n of x. So my m happens to be 6, right? Which is right there, and my n happens to be 3. According to the method, which one is odd? N is odd. So if n is odd, what's going to happen? You need to isolate one cosine of x. So let's isolate one cosine of x. Let's call this 1. So 1 is equal integral sine exponent 6 of x to the 6th of x. Now I'm going to isolate that one. So that would be cosine square of x times cosine of x dx. Why do we do that? We want to use cosine x dx for the du. This is our goal. Now, for this example, there are two tricks. This is the first trick that we have to do. Not only that, if you want to have a du for cosine, you want to have only the cosines on this side. On this side, you want to have only sines. So what do we do? In other words, we need to replace this cosine square. So how do we replace it? We use this identity, cosine square plus sine square equal 1. In other words, we need to replace cosine square. Therefore, we have to use this one. If we need to replace sine square, then we use this identity. Alright, so cosine square, I'm using this. Cosine square is going to be replaced by 1 minus sine square. So this will be equal sine 6 of x 1 minus sine square of x cosine of x dx. Now remember, this is going to be reserved for the du. Now what do I want the u to be? Of course I want the u to be sine of x, so the du will be cosine of x. So I want my u to be sine of x. Don't try to distribute, leave it this way, it's much faster and easier. Now my du is going to be cosine of x dx. Now 1 will be equal what? Now the u is sine, so this will be u6 factor of 1 minus sine is u, so u square, and the cosine x dx is du, and the problem becomes so much simpler. Now how do we do this? I'm just going to distribute integral u6 times 1 is u6 minus u6 times u2 is u8 du. Now of course I'm using the general power rule, or integral of un du is un plus 1 over n plus 1. So what do we call this? So this will becomes u6 plus 1, which is 7 over 7, minus u8 plus 1 is 9 over 9, plus constant, and then I go back and substitute sine x for u. So this will be sine to the 7th of x over 7 minus sine to the 9th of x over 9 plus c, and I'm done.